Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start this video by giving our honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessing to the hopeful elect of the house of Israel, those who are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability, waiting on Yahushai to come and deliver us from this wicked and sinful society, and pushing forth the word whether people hear it or bear, doing the work, man, right? So pertaining to the spirit of prophecy, according to the scriptures, okay, according to the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that evils and only evils are about to come to this place, man. A sword is sharpened, okay? And just recently, me and the brothers, the brothers that are in Ottawa, we made a lesson pertaining to martial law, okay? So, and that being said, we know that martial law is coming, okay? But again, that being said, what is martial law? Okay, we hear talks of martial law, but do we really know what it means, what it really entails? Okay, what is the full depiction, the full picture of what martial law brings? Okay, and that's what this lesson is going to be pertaining to. Okay, what exactly is martial law and what to expect? Okay, so I got a few articles, pertaining to what it is. Lord willing, bring out precepts throughout the lesson. Don't really have any precepts, but as we go along and we read the articles and the information that I have, I'll bring out precepts. Lord willing, this will be edifying. And at the end of the lesson, I have a few videos that are pertaining to the movie The Siege. Denzel, Bruce Willis, in 1998. And again, I do not own these videos. I'm only going to show them for learning purposes. So that's my disclaimer. Okay, I do not own the videos that I'm going to show at the end of the lesson. All right, so let's get into it. So again, martial law. What is martial law? Okay, so pertaining to the Google definition, a martial law is a military government, okay, involving the suspension of ordinary law. Okay, so basically, martial law is warlike warlike jurisdiction. Okay, and again, that you can tie that up with draconian law. Okay, because at the end of the day, it says it's the suspension. Martial law is the suspension of ordinary law. So it's not the same. The same. The way people are gonna be able to judge in a sense, it's not gonna be the same. Okay, so again, the in draconian law is word used. It's like it's a law described. It's to describe laws or rules that are really harsh, okay, and repressive, okay. And ancient Athens, Draco was a guy who made some serious strict laws. It was some so rules that are too restrictive or just or just plain unfair are called draconian. Okay, so if a law is unfair or restrictive, okay, it's unfair, and that's exactly what's gonna happen in martial law. The laws are gonna be unjust, they're gonna be unfair. Okay, it also says here draconian justice. It says here previously justice was determined by the elders or blood feud, but Draco's code was so extreme, so severe that it punished with death almost every offense known to the Athenians, even such slight offense as laziness, petty theft, and urinating in public. You could be put to death for taking a piss in the bush, or you could be, if you're lazy, you could be put to death. In a sense, that's righteous. The scriptures tells us not to be slothful, but that to some extent, man, this guy Draco was putting people to death for no reason. Okay, so again, see the devil. Let me go. Let me see what just happened. Okay, cut. So it says here. So basically, that's what it is. Draconian laws is really laws that are harsh, unfair, and very severe. Okay, in punishment. Okay, and that's what martial law is going to bring. Okay, if you're not down with the system, even it tells you. Let me bring it out real quick. Pertaining to Revelation 13 and I believe 14. Let me just get it out real quick. because the devil is gonna come down with great wrath, man. So with those laws, as it says, he's gonna prescribe the laws to destroy people, man. Okay, he's gonna make it seem like it's a good thing, but it's really for oppressive. That, again, that's the system that he wants to install, an oppressive regime. Okay, so it says here, uh, Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay, so at the end of the day, if you don't bow down to this wicked system and be partaker of this system by taking the MOTB, you're gonna be put to death. Isn't that draconian? Because you do not want to insert a micro C hip inside your body, they're gonna put you to death. Okay, so that's ultimately they're gonna X you out from the society first off by not having it. That's already draconian in itself. You won't be able to buy or sell, so you won't be, so in a sense you won't be able to survive and function in this society. But then and then furthermore, they want to put you to death, to the point that they don't want to just leave you alone. They actually want to kill you. Okay, and that's the draconian aspect of the matter. Okay, so again, let's go into I got a quick article here. Let's see what this is about. Okay, so it says here in the criminaldefenselawyer.com, and the title is "What is martial law? Who declares martial law?" It says here, when martial law is in effect, it places the civilian government with military rule. So again, the government, it's like the military takes over, the army takes over, okay, and they're in control. Okay, so it says here, military commanders, not elected officials, make law. So the generals, the high ups in the army, they're the ones that are in power. They are the law now. Okay, so they make law. Soldiers and not local police enforce law. Okay, so it's soldiers that are, like I said, it's the army. It's a total takeover by the army. Okay, and ordinary citizens accused of defying martial law might face military tribunal instead of civilian court. Okay, so again, it's just a total takeover by the military. Okay, okay, let me see. And that was pretty much the point on this article. Okay, bear with me. So it says here in this is the Canadian encyclopedia .ca, which says here War Measure Act. Okay, because we don't have really a law which is called martial law in Canada. And for us, it starts with the War Measure Act, which later on transforms into the Emergency Act. Okay, so the we don't have a law itself called, in Canada. We don't have a law that's called martial law. Okay, we have, our act is the War Measure Act. Okay, so it says here the War Measure Act was a federal law. It was passed by the Parliament on the 22nd of August 1914. The act gave federal government broader power, okay, to maintain security and order during war, invasion, or insurrection. Okay, so the government has the government has more power in the times of this in the times of war, invasion, or insurrection. Okay, so it says here the act was used to suspend civil liberties of enemy aliens during both wars. So again, at that time, during World War I, World War II, they were targeting a specific demographic of people. Okay, they called them alien enemies. Even if you were a Canadian citizen at the time, if you were Asian, you might have been your civil liberties might have been in jeopardy. Okay, so again, it says here this led to mass arrest, detention, and internment. So internment means incarceration. Again, being put in a concentration camp. Okay, so don't think that these devils are gonna bring this back into play, man. Okay, again, they want to kill you first off by not bowing down to. If you don't bow down to the system, they really want to kill you. Okay, so it's nothing for them to grab you up and to snatch you and to put you in a concentration camp, man. Okay, to torture you. Okay, feed you with all sorts of abomination. Okay, so again, it says here, the act was also used during the 1970 October crisis. The act was replaced by Emergency Act in 1988. Okay, so it says here, let me see what else it says. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep into it. I just want to hit the key points. So basically, um, so it says here, pertaining to the Emergency Act, it says here, the War Measure Act was repealed in 1988 and it was replaced by the Emergency Act. So yeah, so the War Measure Act was replaced by the Emergency Act. Okay, so it says here, this act created more limited and specific power to deal with security emergencies. Under the act, cabinet order must be reviewed by Parliament. They must also be in accordance with the Canadian Charters of Rights and Freedoms and the Canadian Bill of Rights, as they say. But again, if they can put you to death for not bowing down to the system, what is that all about, man? Okay, the devil is really gonna come down with great wrath, man. He's gonna throw all these things away, man. To institute this new system, man, he's gonna do away with all these things, man. He's not gonna reverence any laws, statutes. Again, they're not exactly. They're not gonna reverence any laws, statutes, and commandments, man. They want their agenda to be pushed on, and at the end, they're gonna come down with great wrath and kill whoever stands in their way, man. Okay, and us knowing that, we have to move circumspectly, man. We gotta move with wisdom. Okay, so it says here, let me see. Yeah, it says here in the Measure Act pertaining to the history of rights.ca, pertaining to the War Measure Act. It says here, the government suspended habeas corpus. And let's go into it. I want to know what that goes into because in the video that I'm going to bring out, they mentioned that. Okay, so habeas corpus. Let me see. Yeah, habeas corpus, which means habeas corpus. It's like this devil. Habeas corpus. Okay, it says here in Google, it says here, habeas corpus is a royal prerogative right involving a petition made to the sovereign in Canada, the form of her superior court justice, that if granted would compel a prison official to produce the body and justify authority for why the person is being detained. Okay, so you have to have a reason why you're being arrested. Okay, so again, the martial law, they're not gonna ask for a habeas corpus, man. You're in the way, man. They're just gonna snatch you up, man. They won't have a reason to bring you in. They might just not like your face. They might just have a bad day and they could just snatch you up and bring you into a concentration camp, man. Those are the times that we're moving into, man. There's gonna be all out chaos, man. When you see those troops pulling up, man, just know, man, that the end is very near. Okay. So again, I'll read another definition. It says habeas corpus is the recourse in law through which a person can report an unlawful detention or imprisonment to the court and request that the court order the custodian of the person, usually a prison official, to bring the prisoner to court and to determine whether the detention is lawful. So again, it's just to say a reason. Habeas corpus is the reason why that person is being detained. Okay. So again, when you go back into the War Measure Act, it says the government suspended the habeas corpus. So these people could be, you could be walking down the street after school and you could be just snatched up, man. Okay, but again, in Canada they switched that law in 1988, but it's nothing for them to bring those things back. It's nothing for them to bring it back, man. Okay. And again, how much more when they're gonna put people to death for not bowing down to the system? And at that point, they're not asking why. They're not gonna ask for any proof of why you're being detained for no reason. You have a chip? Where's your chip? You don't have a chip? Okay, come with me. Okay, that's it, man. The devil's not gonna ask questions in those days, man. Okay, so it says here the government suspended habeas corpus, imposed widespread censorship, declared numerous associations to be unlawful. Oh, you so-called black Hebrew Israelites, we don't want to hear from you guys anymore, man. Anyone that goes outside preaching the words of the Lord, that reads the Bible outside in the highways and byways, will get arrested. And that's martial law is another segue to bring forth the famine of the word. Okay, let me bring that out real quick. Okay, in Amos 5, we see. Okay, because at the end of the day, martial law, as it says, what did it say? Pertaining to censorship, it says impose widespread censorship. So you won't be able to say what you want to say in those times, man. Okay, so it says here, no, Amos 8, Salakia. Amos 8 and 11, behold, the days come, said the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the words of the Most High, the words of the Lord, and shall not find it. Okay, so again, at that time, when there's a widespread censorship, and when they declare a numerous association to be unlawful, okay, we're not going to be out there in the highways and byways pushing for the word, man. That's why we're telling our people to get the word now, man, to get edified now while we still have the opportunity to push forth the word, man. Okay, how long will ye fools love simplicity, man? This is the time that the Lord has appointed for us to repent. But if you wait too long, man, it's on you, man. If you don't take heed to the warning, your blood is going to be upon your own head. Okay, so again, it says here, uh, declare numerous associations to be unlawful. Let me just move like this. Declare numerous associations to be unlawful, broke strikes and banned newspaper from reporting on their actions, and later banned striking. Limited due process to facilitate prosecution. Okay, uh, interned thousands of enemy aliens and created agencies to regulate price and control the productions or distribution of good. So again, you're not going to be able to just go around and buy 12 to buy 2 packs of Escal bottle of waters, you know, 2 packs of 24 bottles of water. No, you won't be able to do these things, man. The government is going to take over everything, man. Okay, they might close down schools. Okay, they might close down your opportunity to go to work. Only it might be just another lockdown situation. Okay, so um, it says here, uh, and again, they interned thousands of enemy aliens. So in that situation, we know that the dragon is wroth with the women. Okay, and he goes to war. He goes to attack those that keep the law, statutes, and commandments and keep the testimony of Yahushai. Okay, so all that, so because at the end of the day, we're the targets. Those that fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and that walk after righteousness. We're the ones that he wants to eradicate from the face of the earth. Okay. But again, there was a point where the devil actually grabbed a bunch of illegal aliens, enemy aliens, and put them in concentration camps. Okay, how much more now in the days to come when the devil is really going to show his wrath? Okay, so it says here, and Parliament imposed conscription, which is you have to go to war if you're of a certain age. You have to go fight in war. Okay, and then this time these devils are gonna force some of the women to get drafted as well. Okay, you want it to be equal to men. Okay, here you go, man. You got to go fight for your country too. Okay, so it says here, which led to the jailing of thousands of men for this desertion. Okay, and the government threatened to conscript anyone who incites or participates in labor unrest. Okay, so again, that's what that law brought forth, man. It was really oppressive. Okay, first off, you get arrested for no reason, and they can keep you in jail. They don't have to give you any reasons to keep you in jail. You can't talk. You can't talk bad about the government. You can't go out. You can't go link up with your friends to read the Bible. Okay, you can't do no peaceful protest. All that is done, man. And again, there's a curfew as well. They tell you to go to bed at a certain time. You know, So again, it's gonna be very oppressive times, man. Chaos and only chaos, man. Fire is gonna be in the streets, man. Okay. So it says here in Canada Department of Justice pertaining to the Emergency Act. It says here, let me see, the impact of the Emergency Act on individual rights. Okay, so I'll just try to get to the point because Issa with his big documents. I'm just trying to get to the point, man. Okay, so it says here. The Charter allows the government to balance the right of individuals with the interests of society, where limits are guaranteed rights and freedom can be justified in a free and democratic society. Especially Section 1 of the Charter allows the government to put limits on rights and freedom of those limits. Okay? So it says here, let me go. I think they had a list. Let me see. Okay, let me see. So okay, so again, so they say they might be allowed to put a limit on your rights, man. Okay, and that's just on paper. But when they actually do it, man, you don't know what's those limits. You don't know how far this devil can tell you. A matter of fact, you can't leave your house. You have to stay stuck in your house for a week. You can't go out you can't go out to shop. You can't go out to go work out. You can't go out and link up your friends. You have to stay home. You don't know, man. Okay, because it says to the point where uh it says what the government charters allow the government to balance the rights of an individual with interests of the society, where the limits guarantees rights and freedom can be justified in a free and democratic society. So again, that the government can switch that balance, because they're devils, man. Okay, but there was at one point there was something I was looking for. Let me see. So again, it says here there are four types of emergency that can be declared under the Emergency Act: the public welfare emergency, a public order emergency, an international emergency, a war emergency. Okay, so those are the things that can be an issue that can actually cause an emergency act or a martial law to be imposed in the country. Okay, let me see. It says here. Um, the Emergency Act can be invoked to grant temporary additional and necessary power to the federal government. Okay, so what does that mean? What does necessary powers to the government? They'll go to the far extent. When the devil, when he reaches all the way, man. Okay, so again, it says here he necessary power to the federal government when provincial, territorial, and federal tools are no longer sufficient to deal effectively with serious issues being faced, such as the ability to make orders and regulations that are believed on reasonable ground to be necessary to respond to the issue at hand. Such issues include public health and safety risks, as well as economic issues. For example, when necessary for dealing with public order emergency, the federal government can issue or adopt temporary orders and regulations. Okay, so this is actually the list that I was looking for. So it says here regulating and prohibiting public assemblies. Okay, so basically what we see during the lockdown, they can do these things, man. They have the power, and the devil made it known unto you that he had the power. So again, this was for a illness. This was for for health purposes that he did that. So he put the whole world on a lockdown for health purposes. So how much more when he wants to push forth his system? He's willing to kill people for that system, man. Okay, because at the end of the day, Isa Edom is the real plague. Okay, he's willing to kill people who are not willing to bow down or not be partakers of this wicked system. Okay, so it says here. Uh, so again, regulating and prohibiting public assemblies, including blockades, enabling you to go from one city to another. And let me bring that out. Let me bring that out real quick in Second Esdras. Come on. Pride. Yeah, what's going on? So it says here, Second Ezra 15 and 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So again, those blockades is gonna be set up to keep whoever in and whoever out. Okay, so you won't be able to they will restrict your movement in those times of martial law, man. Again, you won't be able to move around as freely as you can. These people have forgotten that 2 years ago they were stuck at home in fear. Okay, but don't worry, man. The Lord's gonna make you remember that He's the one in control, man. The Lord's gonna make you sit down and acknowledge that He is, man. Okay. So again, it says here, including blockades and other lawful advocacy, protests, or dissent. Okay, regulating the use of specified properties. Okay, so like regulating the use of specified properties, including goods, to be used with respect to a blockade. Okay, so again, they're going to be in control of how much you can buy and how much you can sell in that time, man. Okay, you won't be able to live as lavishly as you wanted, man. Okay, because again, martial law meaning wartime laws. Okay, so it's as if you're gonna be in a war zone. Okay, it's as if you're gonna be in a third world country, but here. Okay, these people don't actually understand, man. This devil literally wants a collapse of this system, monetary system. He wants everything to be done away with and bring forth his new system where he's on top and he's the ruler of humanity in a sense. Okay, he wants to be sitting in the throne of the Most High and to be seen as if he is the Most High. Okay, so it says here. Um, okay, so it says here. Um, Designating and securing places where blockades are to be prohibited, directing specified person to render essential services. So again, essential services. So you won't be able to go to work unless you're deemed an essential worker. Okay, doesn't that seem familiar? Okay, to relieve the impact of blockades on Canada's economy with compensation. So again, you're gonna get a little bonus. Okay, but don't even if you get a bonus, if you don't have that MOTB, you won't be able to partake in that bonus. You see? So it says here, authorizing and directing specified financial institutions to render essential services to relieve the impact of blockades, okay, and measures with respect to the authorizing of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police to enforce municipal and provincial laws by mean of incorporation by reference. And I don't really, so that basically means that they're gonna call upon the RCMP to come and help them push forth the stamp on their oppression. They're gonna call upon the RCMP, and there's gonna be full out oppression, man. You're gonna see police all over the place, man. It's gonna be all out, like I said, oppression. All right. Let me see if there's anything else. So basically, your rights are gonna be reduced to nothing, man. Okay. So it says here, because at the end of the day, man, these people are not here for us. They're really here for a paycheck. Everyone here, everyone that's not in the truth, you're really just everything that you do at the end of the day is for a paycheck and for yourself. Okay? So these people that are in the army, those people that are gonna work with the RCMP, these government officials, they don't care about you, man. They're just there to push for the agenda of the person paying them. Okay? So it's like a chain of command. Okay, the bankers and the elites of the world are going to tell the government, yo, those are the laws that you're going to institute, and you kill whoever disobeys. Okay, and then your politicians, your government is going to tell that to the army, and the army is going to make those things come to pass. Okay, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, man. They just obey the money. Okay, so let's get into it. I got a few videos, and again, another disclaimer: I do not own these videos. It's only for learning purposes that I'm showing this. This is about this is the scenes, couple scenes from the movie Siege pertaining to martial law and what it entails in society. Okay, and again, those are spoilers. If you brothers have not watched this movie, go watch that movie. It's a very good movie, man. All right, let me see. Bear with me. So again, the martial law is gonna bring oppression, evils, okay, seditions, okay, all sorts of madness and chaos on the earth, man. You think the lockdowns were bad? You think the covert 725 was bad? Okay, you gotta having to stay at home locked down for 2 3 years. You think that was bad? Just wait when the martial law hits, man. Okay, so let's get into it. Salakia. No. Let me see. Yeah.
And convincingly, next week there'll be 100 more all over the world. Sounds great, General. Why can't we find out who's behind it?
Salakia. Bear with me.
And convincingly, next week there'll be 100 more all over the
Oh,
world.
I know. Salakia. I'm trying to flip the thing.
And convincingly, next week there'll be 100 more all over the world. Sounds great, General. Why can't we find out who's behind it?
It seems to me, gentlemen, that conventional law enforcement just isn't up to the task.
How about who's behind this?
Libya, Iran, Iraq, possibly Syria.
Ask a question, get an
And
answer.
Salakia.
All I know is that we must respond. Well, that's an excellent idea, Senator. How do we do that? Find out who
And that's basically just to catch the concept. It's just because they were having a bunch of terrorism in the movie. They were having a bunch of terrorism. New York was being targeted by terrorism, and now they're having a consensus. They're having a big meeting. You know, those meetings where Jake is not invited. The only Jake there is Denzel and it might be a couple of tears, but they're all sold out. You have to be a sellout to be partakers and to be sitting down in those places. Okay, but again, they're having a meeting to discuss how they're gonna face the threat of terrorism in this society in New York at that time. Just to get the background. Okay.
bomb the shit out of them? And if we can't find out,
Look, I hate to be the voice of doom, but it keeps escalating. First a bus, then a theater. What's next?
how about sending in the National Guard?
The National Guard is for riot control, Senator, not for counterterrorism.
The Army, then. I've read the contingency plans.
It's established legal doctrine, posse comitatus, that the army may not be turned against our own people.
Even if that's what our own people are asking for, 3 to 1. If the president's willing to declare a state of
President Lincoln declared martial law in 1862. He suspended habeas corpus.
Which the Supreme Court later found unconstitutional, ex parte
All
military.
these laws are
Ex-United
unconstitutional.
States Congressman.
Let's save the clips for the Sunday morning talk shows. The president's plane lands in 2 hours, and we owe it to him to have a consensus. You don't fight a junkyard dog with ASPCA rules. What you do is you take the leash off your own bigger, meaner dog. General,
The Army's a
Okay,
broad
so
sword, not a
again,
scalpel.
I want you brothers to
Trust me, Senator.
brothers and sisters, I want you guys to actually listen to what this is the important part. Okay, I'm gonna play it right back a little bit. Now he's talking to the general. He's asking him, General, what should we do? Okay, should we implement that martial law? Okay, and the general is gonna tell him exactly what it is, what martial law entails. Okay, so listen.
Trust me, Senator, you do not want the Army in an American city.
but hypothetically, how long would it take you to deploy?
You know we can't go in until the president invokes the War Powers Acts, too.
I understand that, General. Let's assume for a moment that the order has been given.
12 hours after the president gives the order, we can be on the ground. One light infantry division of 10,700 men. Elements of the Rapid Deployment Force, Special Forces, Delta, APCs, helicopters, tanks, and of course the ubiquitous M16A1 assault rifle. A humble enough weapon until you see it in the hands of a man outside your local bowling alley or 7-Eleven. It will be noisy, it will be scary, and it will not be mistaken for a VFW parade.
I remind you, General Devereaux does not speak for official Army policy. Police
See?
action has become accepted as our role.
So again, it only takes 12 hours, and that's in America, and that's pertaining to the movie. I don't know how accurate this is, but this guy, the general, was telling him in 12 hours I can have 10,700 men ready, man, with trucks, with helicopters, with guns, you know, walking in your neighborhood, man. Okay, at your deli, at your shop, at your Walmart. I can have all that set up, man. No problem. Just give me 12 hours, man. Okay, so again, it only takes one event for things to change dramatically, man. Okay, only takes one event for these things to change. Okay, because Isa is the man of war, man. Isa is the sword of the Most High, man. It's nothing for him to just pull up with a whole army, man. He has his army set up in the whole world, man. He can take them all out of the world and bring them right back to home base, man. It's nothing for him to find 10,700 men for one city. Okay. Okay. So I have two more videos. And again, I hope this lesson is edifying, but just to put it in perspective of what's awaiting us in the time of martial law. Okay. So again, so now they had that meeting pertaining to how can we stop terrorism? How can we stop terrorism? Okay, and then that's basically they were talking about it, and they were making they're having a consensus of what they should do about the terrorism. So at the end of the day, it later on came to the conclusion, well, the army has to step in because it's too much. Okay, so now another video is going to be pertaining to what happens the scenery having the army arrive on site. Okay, so let's get into it. It's like here.
Hello.
It's me. Turn on the TV.
Hang on.
The Senate remained in emergency session late into the night, debating the president's call for martial law. We have in this country a tradition of invoking martial law only when the most dire of circumstances require it. But at what cost?
You see the trucks
All
pulling up,
eyes now turn to New York City.
and
to see
we've
if
seen that
martial law will bring the
all over the
terror
country.
to an end.
We've seen that in Montreal. We've seen that in the U.S. There's a lot of military deployed in the cities, man. You see, this is what is awaiting. This is a near
Today,
future.
with the invocation of the War Powers Act by the President, I am declaring a state of martial law in this city. To the best of our knowledge, we are opposed by no more than 20 of the enemy. He's hiding among a population of roughly 2 million. Intelligence tells us that he is most likely Arab-speaking, between the age of 14 and...
You see, and right now the enemy, okay, like I said, in the movie they were targeting Muslims, but you can replace that easily with the Hebrew Israelites in that time, because at the end of the day, they're gonna look for those that keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? In the movie they're targeting Muslims, but in real life they're gonna target the sons of the Most High. Okay, Yashar Allah. Okay, and they're gonna bring out a precept after this, but then let's get into it. Salakia.
30, narrowing the target to 15,000 suspects. We can further reduce that number down to those that have been in this country less than 6 months. Now you have 20 hiding among 2,000. You are one of these 20 young men. You can hide among a population of similar ethnic background. Unfortunately for you, you can only hide there. And that population in the classic immigration pattern is
You see the
concentrated
blockades? You won't
right
be able
here
to leave the
in
city,
Brooklyn.
man. They show
We
you
intend
what they're
to seal
gonna
off
do,
this
man.
borough.
Isa and his witchcraft,
We intend to
predictive
squeeze it.
programming.
This is the
You
land
see?
of opportunity, gentlemen.
They're gonna
The
snatch
opportunity
people
to
up,
turn
man.
yourselves in. After sundown tonight, any young man fitting the profile I described who has not cooperated will be
Anyone.
arrested and detained.
Anyone that
There's
looks
historically
that
nothing
looks
more
evil,
corrosive to the
any
morale
brother
of
that has a
population
beard,
than policing its own citizens.
that has a
But the enemy
YouTube
would be
channel
sadly
or a
mistaken
Hebrew
if they were
name.
to doubt our resolve. They are now face to face with the most fearsome military machine in the history of man. And I intend to use it to be back on base in time for the playoffs.
You hear that, devil?
Thank you for your time.
You see? You hear this, devil? I intend to use the force, man. These devils, they love bloodshed, man. This is nothing. To them, it's gonna be like a game, man. You see, they were chasing after Muslims, okay? Anyone that looked Arab, they were chasing after them, and again they're gonna put you up and drag you into incarceration. They're gonna drag you into how do you call that? A camp, okay? You see, they're gonna put you up into a concentration camp and keep you there, feed you with all sorts of abomination, torture you, you know. And that's what's gonna happen to some people, man. As it is written. Let me bring out a couple of precepts before the last video that I got. It says here in Revelation 12 and the last verse. Actually, let me bring out 12 and 12 first. Revelation 12 and 12, and it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, the so-called white man, Esau Edom, is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he's had but a short time." He knows that his minutes are being counted, man. He knows that he has but a limit, okay? And he's getting closer and closer to the wall. His back is against the wall, and he knows that he's set up in a slippery place to fall. So he wants to hold on tight to the kingdom, to that power, as long as he can. That's why he's going to come down with great wrath. Okay, verse 17, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed." Okay, he was wroth, that anger, indignation against the woman, against the Israelites. Okay, he was mad against the Israelites, man. It doesn't matter. You got a beard in that day, he's going to look for you, man. Okay? You got fringes on your shirt, you know, he's gonna hunt you down, man. It doesn't matter, man. Okay? It says here, "And he went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which kept the commandments of the Most High, and have the testimony of Yahushua Hamashiach." Okay, those are the targets that that this devil is looking for. All right. Another precept, it says here in Revelation 2 and 10, it says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison." And that's how we know it's not speaking of the spiritual devil. Okay, it's not speaking of the spiritual devil Satan. Okay, the devil Satan is not going to grab you with his spiritual body and put you into prison. No, it's speaking about his physical counterpart, Esau Edom. Okay, the border of wickedness. Okay, he's gonna the devil shall cast some of you into prison, meaning those concentration camps, and that ye may be tried. So all that is for your trying, it's a test. Okay, and only those that fear Yahweh are gonna overcome. Okay, those that endure until the end. "And ye shall have tribulation 10 days," and it's not literal 10 days, but you will have tribulation a number of days. "Be thou faithful unto death," meaning unto the end, "and I will give thee a crown of life." Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Second Ezra 16 and 70, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's 70. It says here, verse 16. 2 Ezra 16 and 70, "For there shall be in every place and in every city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." So again, it's gonna be all over, man. That it says, "Woe to those that inhabit the earth and the sea." Okay, that tribulation, man, the devil's gonna come down with great wrath, and you can't escape it. The hour of temptation is to try the whole world, man. Where everyone's gonna go through it, man. You can't take a flight to Tanzania in hopes to escape the tribulation and the plagues that the Lord is going to send upon the earth, man. No, man. The Lord is going to try everyone. Every living creature is going to be tried. Every living human, okay? These are the nature, the beasts of the earth. They might be tried, but not in the same sense. Okay, you gotta be sensible. You gotta be sensible. The hour of temptation is for humans. Okay, so every human is gonna be tried in that time, man. Okay. And again, the Lord is no respecter of persons. These stupid, silly women. Okay, if you put a chip into your baby, that's judgment unto him. Okay, because the baby has no choice. So, but if you end up putting that chip into your baby, he's gonna die too. He's gonna be partaker of the plagues, man. Okay, so it says here again, 2 Ezra 16 and 70. "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like mad men, sparing none," that great wrath, You know, like I was saying, those people that are in the military, man, in that time, man, they're gonna have so much fun, man. To them, it's gonna be like a game to put people to death for no reason, man. Okay? You see? They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Okay? For they shall waste and cast away their goods, and cast them out of their houses, and then shall they be known. And then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried. Again, that temptation, that trial, they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Okay. It says here, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for your power is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquity lift up themselves. Okay? So again, that's what we were prepared for, man. There's a great, it's not just because we're following after Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that everything is good and peachy on our side, man. We have to walk that straight path, that path of difficulty, man. And again, he that departed from evil becometh to prey. How much more when the devil comes down with great wrath, man? Okay, then we will know, okay? Then even the 2/3 of Israel, they're going to find out that they have an enemy, man. Okay, in those days, man. All right? So let's bring out that last video. Let me see. And those are concentration camps. See all the so-called Muslims that they have in concentration, in the concentration camp. Yo, you have to see, you have to be able to perceive those things, man.
Frankie, what? My kid's in here. My kid's in here. It's okay. It's only 13.
All right, we'll get him out. We'll find him, Frank. We'll get him out.
Frank,
you know? That's basically the point. But you saw how many people were, and that's nothing, man. That's light. That's light, man. Esau Edom is playing to actually put people, like, stack them up like sardines. And I think you saw something similar to it when you had the Ezekielites who were coming from Mexico. They were coming from Mexico, and then they were trying to get into the U.S. These people, they stacked them up in concentration camps, just like roaches, man. Okay, one on top of the other, like sardines, man. Okay, and that's what's awaiting us, man. Concentration. Well, hopefully the Lord will be able to deliver us, because some of us will be taken and brought into prison, meaning those concentration camps. Some of us will have to be pilgrims on the earth. Some of us will be martyrs. Okay. Everyone according to their lot. Okay, but again, we have to be able to picture these things, man. And like I said, that's a movie that was made in 1988, but today we're in 2023, and Esau Edom is about to make these things come to pass. It's not going to be an act anymore. Denzel is not going to be playing a role anymore, man. That's going to be real, man. All right. So again, Lord willing, this was edifying, and this is what martial law entails. Okay, oppression, restrictions of civil liberties, okay, curfews, being arrested for no cause, and again, putting into perspective how the devil's going to come down with great wrath. He might even put people to death, okay, again, pertaining to that draconian law, okay. People are actually going to find out that the devil, that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, so that's the whole, that's the picture pertaining to martial law. I hope this lesson was edifying. I hope you brothers learned something. Again, Lord willing, this was edifying. I like to give all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Macha Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, blessings, and salutation to the hopeful elect. DTI Baba Kwam Yashala. Until next lesson, Shalom.